talk to me about this new purpose, this new passion of yours, and what's going on with Nikki and empowering the world the way you have been.
Yeah, I have partnered up with a company called Elite Youth and with Coach Stephanie. And she is phenomenal. She's actually come through the trainings as well. So she knows NLP and she's been using it in kids leadership. She does group coaching programs, one-on-one, where she's teaching them mindset, how to do forgiveness, release, teaching them this, teaching them how to reframe a situation, teaching them how to stand up for themselves if someone comes up and says something mean, because guess what? When somebody is mean to you as a child, that gets programmed and affects you as an adult. And an adult, what happens is we have that buried belief of, oh my God, I'm just not good enough, or see, I'm not worthy. And we all know that one of the jobs of your unconscious mind, right, which is the bulk of how we operate, its job is to make your beliefs a reality. So that heart, that inner child that had that experience that goes, oh no, I feel this, it gets shoved under the rug. And we get it as adults and we don't know what to do with it, which is what I've been working with. I have been working with the adults trying to undo the damage, if you will, or shine some light on how do you let go of that? How you can release that, you can reprogram how to change and shift that so that you have a different experience of reality and that those filters are not clogging you from taking and stepping into your light. We're all meant, that's your purpose. That's going to diffuse you from stepping into your purpose. So here I meet Stephanie, right, with Elite Youth, and she's doing work with kids. And she goes, you know what, Nikki? She goes, I'm working with these kids. They're making changes. This is awesome. We all know that this is where the root of a lot of the stuff comes from. She says, and I send them home to their parents and they don't know any of this. And I went, I know where you're going with this. She goes, I love working with kids. And I said, I love working with adults and I love kids too. I said, this would be great. Why don't we marry this up together? Why don't we merge this and create a program that targets the entire family, the family nucleus, right? So we are a personal growth and development company for the family to take them to their next level and elevate. We're teaching mindset, how to handle emotions, how to have difficult conversations, knowing what boundaries are, how to voice them, discovering values, knowing who you really are, teaching not just kids, not just adults, but both of them together. And we want to help the parents to be able to communicate that to the kids and vice versa, for these kids to have the same language. But it's not our language. Remember, we're not telling them here's how to think. We're telling you, here are the tools. Now you discover that, right? So what we're doing is we're having an incredible event that's coming up that we're going to be able to have all the families come there and be able to have an incredible experience together. And that's really our plan. Our plan is to have a couple of events a year for the whole family unit to come, to learn these tools and techniques and to be able to have those conversations within the family unit. We want to create that safe space. And in between that, we're doing a ton of challenges. We want to give away a lot of free content. So you'll see if anybody goes to my website, 5-day free challenge. We got one coming up. We'll probably have almost like every month, we'll have some kind of a challenge just so people can get something to take away right here, right now. One of our big ones is how to get your kids to listen. I know so many parents are like, I cannot get my kids to do what it is that I want them to do. Well, we're going to peel that back and we're going to make it super simple. We're going to start with some foundation and really teach communication.
One of the big, that just brought something to mind for me, being the NLP nerd that I am. When you talk about how do I get my kids to listen, it brings to mind one of the 15 presuppositions. The meaning of my communication is the response I'm getting. And so, looking at it from a parental standpoint, a lot of us adults have been through a lot of difficult things in childhood. Our parents didn't understand us, and then as our, journey's gone along, we've had other challenges. And one of the big motivations for parents you know, and working with adults, like, you know, because I'm strictly adult education. It's like I can hear Hall and Oates playing on repeat in my mind, adult education. That's what I do. And most of these adults, one of the big motivations is, you know, I just want to be better for my kids than my parents were for me. And what you guys putting this together, it's what I call it's just the word that's just flashing like a neon sign in my mind is genius. It's genius. And so when I think about any of the parents out there listening to this right now who feel that desire to be a better parent to your kids than your parents were to you, or, you know, just seeing your other friends and peers and how they're kind of could be doing better,
Mhm.
and you just are not 100% sure, how do I take it to the next level? How do I take my family to the next level? It sounds like what you and Stephanie are doing is exactly what the world needs right now. And the word genius to me is, it means you're bringing something to the marketplace that people really can't get anywhere else. And, you know, with NLP, it's been an effective approach. You're talking about trainings you've done as a you know, training other practitioners 4 days. So this event you guys have coming up, I imagine it's in a similar format, and seeing the transformations that you helped other people accomplish in their own individual lives and careers. You know, talk to me about the 4 day event you guys got coming up here soon this summer, and, you know, how that's going to help parents to really up their game as a parent and see their kids accomplish things that they could only have imagined as a child themselves.
Yeah, when you're talking about it, I got goosebumps. I mean, it just lights me up because again, just it's like, real quick, just dealing with adults for as many years that I have, again, knowing like that it came from childhood. And then so many people at the trainings be like, do you guys have this for kids? Do you guys have this for kids? And we're like, no, no, no. And now here we
Hmm.
are taking the two, and I haven't seen anything else out there like this. And if there is, that's awesome. And I'm just so freaking pumped to be able to teach and share and create that safe space for both parents and kids. And you nailed it. Every parent wants to do better than what was done for them and to keep that going. So this is for the parents who are into personal growth and development, who are open to it, who are humble and can be vulnerable with it. Our intention at this 4-day is to create a safe space. And right off the bat, we are going to get into motivation. We're going to get into experience where let's teach people how to give positive feedback. It's called leadership. A lot of our focus is leadership. And people have always asked, how do I inspire others? I want to inspire people. And I said, you know how you inspire someone is you listen to them, and then you share and you feed back to them. Here's what I heard you say, and that inspired me, hearing that you know what you want to do. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for sharing that, that vulnerability of what that inspired me to be able to look at myself. And I too have some similar things. And hearing you say that made me feel XYZ. Teaching people how to listen and to give that feedback builds connection and community. And that's what we want to do. That's
Absolutely.
just day one, segment one, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, it all comes down to communication. And
Yes.
understanding that, you know, how do I get my kids to listen? Okay, if you want them to listen, you need to learn how to communicate better. So the best way I see for a parent to do better for their kids is to work on themselves.
You got
Is
it.
to work on themselves. And so many times a kid, you know, I've heard it all the time too with the coaching and training I do. Do you do this for kids? I'm like, okay, you're having an issue with your kid, talk to me. What's going on? And they'll explain, you know, why my kid's not listening, my kid's having issues at school, my kid. And
Right.
so it's like you're pointing at the kid outside of yourself,
Yep.
forgetting that there's 3 fingers pointing back at you. And not only that, you know, the whole idea, you know, is Deanne, her Delecki, another NLP trainer that one of our teachers, and she talks about the heart the heart cell in the petri dish
Yeah.
that
Yep.
most parents don't recognize. that you are the most powerful and influential energy in your child's world.